Marriage jokes. Personally, I think one of the greatest things about marriage is that, as both husband and father, I can say anything I want to around the house. Of course, no one pays the least bit of attention. Money jokes. Martin ended a letter to his dad with this question: is Washington's picture still on the dollar bill? His father wrote back, of course it is. Why do you ask? Martin answered, because it's been so long since I've seen one. Blonde jokes. A blonde comes home to find her husband in bed with a redhead. She grabs a gun and holds it to her own head. The husband begs her not to shoot herself. Blonde shouts at her husband, shut up. Euro trademark next Euro trademark. Marriage jokes. Looking back over the years that we Euro trademark ve been together, I can't Euro trademark t help but wonder, what the hell was I thinking? Euro 80% of married men cheat in America. The rest cheat in Europe. Euro trademark Jackie Mason. Lawyer jokes. Woman, when you're finished with me, will my husband think I'm beautiful? Beautician, maybe. Does he still drink a lot? Blonde jokes. How do you keep a blonde busy all day? Write Euro. Please turn over Euro trademark on both sides of a piece of paper. Jokes about life. Lenin dies and goes to St. Peter to tell him whether to go to hell or heaven. There was a big problem among the saints because the half of them wanted him to hell and the other half in paradise. Then they asked God, who of course tells them to go to hell. After a week of being in hell, devil visited St. Peter and complained, this Lenin will destroy me. 1 week in hell only and he has already started their courses and demonstrations. St. Peter much forced agrees to accept Lenin in paradise. From that day and then there was a disturbing silence. After 2 months St. Peter goes to heaven and he sees what? Everyone sitting around and Lenin standing in the middle and talking. Among the distinguished listeners the saint recognizes Jesus Christ. He calls him and says, God will punish you, and he answers, who? God. But God does not exist. Sport jokes. 2 guys are out hunting deer. The first guy says, did you see that, pointing to the sky? No, the second guy says. Well, a bald eagle just flew overhead. The first guy says. Oh, says the second guy. A couple of minutes later, pointing to a far ridge, the first guy says, did you see that? See what? The second guy asks. Are you blind? There was a big, black bear walking on that hill, over there. Yeah, okay, says the second guy again with a bit of irritation in his voice. A few minutes later the first guy says, did you see that? This time pointing behind them. By now, the second guy is getting very aggravated and says, yeah, I saw it. And the first guy says, then why did you step in it? Blonde jokes. A highway patrolman pulled up alongside a speeding car on the freeway. As the officer peered through the driver's window, he was astounded to find that the blonde behind the wheel was knitting. The trooper cranked down his window and yelled to the driver, pull over. At the top of his lungs. No. The blonde yelled back, scarf. Alcohol jokes. A female police officer arrests a guy for drunk driving. While reading him his Miranda rights, the female officer tells the man, sir, you have the right to remain silent. Anything you say, can and will be held against you. Boobs, the drunk replied.